Hey, this is Weldon, and today I'll be discussing SEO versus pay-per-click, which is better for online stores. Okay, and if you don't know, SEO stands for search engine optimization, which means ranking an online store for a keyword like this. Okay, so this would be an organic listing, and let's see, yeah, here's an ad. So this is a pay-per-click ad right here. We'd be comparing the two types of search engine results page listings in this video. And if you'd like to learn more about this or read this blog post, a link to this blog post will be in the description. Alright, so let's get to it. The answer is it depends on your goals. For online stores, SEO typically leads to a higher ROI in the long term, but pay-per-click ads have the potential to make an online store more profitable much faster. Okay, so basically with SEO, it takes quite a while for the search engine's algorithm to rank your website for the target keywords. And if everything is done correctly, it usually takes about 6 months to see significant results. If it's a new website with nothing on it, it might take even longer, maybe like 12 months if you're in a more competitive niche. If you're already getting like 3,000 in organic traffic per month, you might see a big bump around the 3rd month mark. I only want to work with people who are good to go with a 6-month minimum campaign, because if I were to run like a 1 or 2 month campaign, like it's just not going to bring in a significant amount of results. 2, it's just not going to lead to long-lasting, consistent results either. Okay, with pay-per-click, you could spend $1,000 a month in ads and maybe profit $500 in the first month, and maybe the ads begin to become more optimized, and you start to figure out what works and what doesn't, and maybe the next month you break even, maybe on the 3rd month you become profitable. But from what I've seen is that SEO typically leads to higher ROI. It's sort of like the lesser known and more complicated form of marketing within the digital marketing world. And then pretty much everybody in digital marketing knows about Facebook ads. And yeah, those types of ads, as well as pay-per-click ads, like they can be very volatile in terms of how much it costs per click. A lot of different things can happen. And with SEO, it's just been consistently a high ROI type of digital marketing. There's a lot of studies to back that up. But the thing is that a lot of people don't do it right, or they don't run their campaigns long enough, like I was talking about earlier. And because of that, they end up with low ROI or just no results, and they complain online and stuff like that. And I'm always trying to prevent that. That's why we have the 6-month minimum. Okay, and to dive into this more, like I said before, the difference between an ad and a organic listing, we've already talked about that. Benefits of SEO, I'll go into more of that in just a second. So SEO is it's all about making it to the top for the target keyword. There are relevant, related keywords that matter, and sometimes just being on the first page is enough. But in most cases, you need to be number 1 for whatever your target keyword is in order to get a significant amount of results in your niche. It really depends on the niche, but that's usually how it goes from my experience. And the website ranked at the top for a keyword such as this will get about 1/3 of the clicks for this keyword, according to a study. I've got a link to it right here. And so that just goes to show like how important it is to be number 1. If you're not on the first page, or let's say 10th listed on this page, like barely anybody's going to click on it. There's studies that show that after their first page, the second page gets about half of what the first page was getting. and the third page will get half of what this page is getting. It just keeps dividing by 2 until it's almost or less than 1%. So yeah, it's super important to get to the top. And also SEO builds credibility for online stores. So if you rank number 1, people will think that your brand is more authoritative than another brand. PetSmart is probably the more well-known brand compared to Chewy.com, but they're being beat out in for this search query. So or maybe over time that will change. It builds awareness for online stores. So a lot of people will search keywords like product-based keywords. For example, let's see, pet hair dryer, and they'll scroll down and go to a brand they're unfamiliar with. Let's say this one. So now this person is learning about this brand for the first time, and maybe they check out this product page and just see what's on here and maybe compare it to another website or something like that. So that's one way that SEO can build awareness for a brand. Blogging is a great way to do that. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit keywords to rank for. If you write a really good blog post, and that can build a lot of awareness for a brand. And SEO makes online stores seem more trustworthy. So ranking number 1 will show potential customers that you're trustworthy, because people just naturally associate the top ranking or top listing as more authoritative and trustworthy. Also, with content creation, you can build more, even more trust and authority by creating content that people like and will share on social media. Okay. And this is the obvious one. SEO brings in free traffic to online stores. So it's free, but you have to do a lot of work to get the free traffic, and the work, of course, costs money. But it's really nice to be an online store owner and just have free traffic coming in every month, compared to just relying on ads. And as I said before, the ad cost per clicks can be very volatile, depending on what type of ads you're paying for. And then, yeah, like I said before, SEO brings the consistent traffic. So downsides to e-commerce SEO, like I said before, it could take a long time to pay off, or it can take a long time for a campaign to be profitable. Content marketing for online stores can be very complicated. So a lot of people will try to write posts about something that they know their target audience will read, but it's a very competitive topic. For example, I'll show you guys one that I was looking up earlier. Okay, so this topic, digital agency versus freelancer, how to choose. Okay, so even Forbes has covered this. A lot of different high authority websites have covered this, like Fiverr. Of course, they're biased towards freelancers because they're a freelancer marketplace. But yeah, this is very, very authoritative. Almost all these websites are very authoritative within their niches. And if I were to try to rank for this keyword on EcomDynamiX.com, it would take very long time just to get to say the third page. Okay, and we would have to build up our backlink profile. Backlinks are links from other websites that tell Google how authoritative another website is. They're almost like votes. And the more you get, and also the higher the quality of the backlinks, the higher your website will rank for a wide variety of keywords. Okay, so yeah, this is like so competitive that it would take multiple years just to get to the third page, and I have to do a lot with backlinking just to get there. So, but there's also low-hanging fruit. There's easy to rank for topics, and those are the ones I recommend at the beginning of a campaign, and they can bring in a lot of high-quality traffic to a site. Okay, Google's penalties and updates can lower organic traffic for e-commerce brands. So if you don't have an expert running your SEO campaign. They might do something like pay for backlinks from a website that doesn't get a lot of traffic, and it's basically, it only exists to transfer backlink link juice, as we say, like transfer authority. An example would be private blog network, or something called a Web 2.0. I won't bore you guys with all of this, but basically there's a lot of low quality websites that you can buy links from, like on Fiverr.com. They'll have freelancers that are from like third world countries selling these links, and they can damage the website and lower their rankings. But sometimes what they do is they'll work in the short term, and then once Google updates its algorithm, it basically says that, yeah, these websites are not worthy. They're not authoritative as the algorithm originally considered them to be, so we're going to give you a penalty because you most likely paid for this link. And there's manual penalties which were done by a person that works at Google, or there's algorithmic penalties which are caused by algorithm update. All right, so next thing is Google's censorship can impact e-commerce brands. This only applies to people who are in certain niches, like maybe like, you know, something with gun rights or abortion or something like that, like something controversial. If Google doesn't like what you stand for, then they might drop your ranking significantly, and they'll bring websites up that promote ideas that they agree with. So that's rare, but it can happen. And now let's get into benefits of pay-per-click for online stores. Google pay-per-click A/B testing is something that is very advantageous. In SEO, there is some A/B testing, but it's very hard to do because there's so many different factors in SEO. But with pay-per-click, it's very simple, and it's easier to figure out what works and what doesn't, as far as titles go, as well as other things. And then you can target very specific groups with pay-per-click ads. You know, you can go into time of day, geography, stuff like that, and yeah, you can't really do that with SEO. You can sort of do it, not really, but you just don't have as much control as you do with pay-per-click. And with pay-per-click, your ads will show up at the top of the search engine results page. Usually they can also show up at the bottom, but yeah, you get that instant gratification with pay-per-click ads, whereas with SEO it takes a long time to get to the top, usually. And you also get visual product advertisements that are a little bit better than what shows up naturally. So I'll give you guys an example. So here's the ads. Here's the organic listings. And as you can see, these are like, you have a lot more control over what shows up. You can put like special offer, free shipping. With these, you can't really do that, and it says plus 5 stores. And yeah, you just have less control with the organic product listings. We put schema markup on the pages, product pages, to get these organic listings. And sometimes Google will there'll just be some sort of error, and then it won't show the right image, or it won't show the right title or something like that. And you just have less control overall with the organic product listings. Okay, so Google does not withhold data for pay-per-click ads like they do for organic rankings. So with organic search related data like keyword competition and exact search volume, they only provide estimations that are just like not even close, in my opinion. With the pay-per-click ads, you get a lot more accurate data, and you'll get to see ahead of time what the cost per click is. And yeah, it's just like, you know, less of an estimate. It's more accurate. E-com brand visibility is increased with pay-per-click ads. So you get that instant gratification with pay-per-click ads, and you can easily like just gain way more visibility way faster with pay-per-click ads due to getting to rank at the top of the page way faster. Downsides of e-commerce pay-per-click ads. They have a higher cost per lead compared to SEO. So basically, with SEO, when you're getting the free traffic, a lot of that traffic is less likely to bounce from the page because bounce rate affects keyword rankings, meaning if a page has a high bounce rate, it won't rank to the top anyways. So the traffic is just less, there's a lower cost per lead for SEO organic traffic compared to pay-per-click ads. And there's a lot of studies that show this as well. I'll try to link to one in the description. And another thing is click fraud can destroy your e-commerce store profits. There's actually a new algorithm update that makes that less likely to happen, but people can still go and click on your ads and use some sort of IP address changing software and destroy your budget, but it's not a big problem. Pay-per-click leads have a lower conversion rate compared to SEO leads. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, people who find you naturally are much more likely to stick around on the website and really take in what's on the website, and you're much more likely to make a sale from a lead that is from organic traffic. And Eric Hop of Crowd Content says that we found that our conversion rate in organic traffic is substantially higher than with pay-per-click. I believe this shows a stronger intent to purchase or convert among these searchers, and then an organic click is more valuable than a paid click. And here's a link to a study on the two types of conversion rates. And yeah, obviously I'm biased, but say SEO wins this debate. If you're trying to think short term and become profitable faster, maybe you're like a startup, then yeah, pay-per-click is the one you want to choose if you only have to choose one of the two. SEO is better for long-term success. Both are great though. If you want to go with both, then that's certainly an option. And actually there's a lot of benefits to running an SEO and pay-per-click campaign at the same time. Actually might need to cover that topic soon, but yeah. And one last thing I'd like to say, if you would like to learn more about SEO, then contact us today. Go to our website, EcomDynamiX.com, go to this page, and also there will be a link in the description. And yeah, have a good day. Like, comment, and to subscribe for more.